Well, hello everybody, Ian here. Sorry I'm being a little bit quiet on the old video blog chat front lately. Life has a way of getting in the way of things. The, the layouts the hobby had to take a back seat for a bit of a while. But right now I'm looking at Fforch Tiwnio, the Mossland picture ledge idea for the Cartel Christmas Challenge for 2025. And as I've told you before, I like to get down to eye level. I like to study things, and yeah, I just like to get a really good feel for what I've got here. So let's take a closer look at it, and I'll talk you through some things. Here we are. It's a cute little thing, isn't it? This is it, the lot. 22 inches by 4 inches, and it's got me thinking. The small size has got me thinking. 22 by 4, I mean, that's 88 square inches. I mean, that's not even a third. What is it? Is it even a quarter of the size limit for the competition? So that made me think somewhat about extending slightly at this end here. We would get a second Mosslander shelf and use that for a little bit of scenic work, but mostly for a fiddle yard to swap in and out storage cassettes. So that's a bit of a plan there, because I do believe that that these Mosslander shelves are capable of being joined together quite easily. Because if you look here, you can see that there is the V-shaped ledge that pictures would be stood in for the shelf. It's a tiny little thing. It's no more than certainly quarter of an inch, or like six mil along on either side, and I believe that you could stick a piece of brass angle in there, and it would then mate with the channel on the next piece of Mosslander shelf, and it would enable the shelves to be joined together and perfectly aligned. So that's what I'm going to try for the second part of this layout, joining two Mosslanders together. This channel, the channel though it's very small, you might also be able to get some very thin wire in there as well, so that it would be possible to carry the layout's electrical power between the two baseboards. I'm not sure whether I'll try that as well, but the first thing to do will be just simple alignment of the simple joining of the baseboards through a piece of brass in that channel there. Here's the goods shed, or maybe it was an old passenger station, I don't know. But for purposes of this layout, it's a goods shed. So still haven't decided what I'm doing about slating on the roof here. I would like to put strips of individual slates on there, but that's a lot of work. But mind you, I've got until Christmas to do this, so I might just do that yet. So, but that building feels really good. I really am quite pleased with the way that's turned out. We move along. I mean, not a lot else to really say about it. What I'm planning here, we're going to have a stone wall, slate wall along here with some capping on that, and then beyond that, I'm thinking that we will put some low relief houses in here, houses and shops, maybe in 2mm scale, 3mm, 2mm scale, just a bit of reduced scale for a bit of force perspective there, and that'll form the biggest part of the back scene there. And then at the far end, we still have the wagon in here right now, forming the scenic brake. But as I've talked about, an extension here, then this scenic brake would be further down here, if you just to give me a little bit more room in this scenic area of the layout. So that's the plan. That's the plan so far for the layout for the Cartel Christmas Challenge. And yep, I still like what I'm planning. But there are other ideas afoot, and I'll tell you about those now. So yeah, I've been thinking about this layout, and the fact that I've always wanted something in 009, and always wanted something for Tiwnio in 009, and once I got to the idea of that bit of an extension on the end here for the fiddle yard, started to think about, well, this isn't a lot for my plans for 009, especially as I've been wanting to get into 009 for so long. So I had an idea. I went back to this great book from Ian Rice, An Approach to Model Railway Layout Design, Fine Scale in Small Spaces. And well, actually, I can't say on page such and such because the pages aren't numbered. But there is a layout project here called Bradfield St. Clair. And he uses a concept called, basically, I think it's called the Jigsaw baseboard. So how it works is like you start with a bare baseboard and you plug together different scenic elements, scenic parts of the layout. So that way you can work on scenic elements away from the baseboard, and when it comes to the time, you just plug the layout to the sections into the layout. So, and I've thought about this idea for the longest time. I've had plenty of ideas to use, but use it, but never actually got around to it. So I would consider taking this section of 009 and plugging it into a larger 009 layout. I don't know how big that would be. I mean, I'm only floating the idea at the minute. I've come up with a few rough ideas of a simple passenger station, and then this would be a goods yard section that you would just plug into the rest of the layouts. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, and that's for a later date. But that's definitely something I'm mulling over quite seriously right now, because this would fit in very well. I mean, I would have here, I said I would have a stone wall here, so that would make a great join, covering a great for covering a join between sections. And well, if I have the section of standard gauge track for an exchange siding or such like here, that too would be another good scenic breaks. In fact, the whole environs of this micro layout would work really well for just plugging something into a baseboard. Anyway, that's the deal there. That's what I'm thinking of. Like I say, I don't have a definite idea in my brain yet for what I would do for a larger section of layout. I mean, would it be another piece of micro? Would it be a 4 foot by 1 foot terminus, or would it be something bigger maybe? You know, I don't know right now, but it's something to think about, and I'll definitely keep you posted on that one. So yeah, that's what's going through my brain right now. So the weather is warming up out here in Minnesota, so I will soon be able to get outside to the garage and do some spray painting on this structure and get that in place. One thing I need to do, the next things I need to do, obviously, I need to go and buy another Mosslander, and I also need to go and buy some more of this cork-faced foam core board, because, well, I don't have any. I don't have any right now. So I'll go and do that, and we'll see you next time. So don't forget, build that model, lay that track, run that train, but above all, have fun. See you next time.